Nava Levenson, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I studied sculpture at James Madison University, and right now I'm working on a project at Azule where I'm crocheting pasta to talk about the consumption of labor. I'm interested to see if I take something with very cheap material cost, but it's something that's very dense in labor, and partner those together, if someone would pay for that. So I'm right now at Azule, I'm using the community that's here to gather responses and the value that we as a society place on that. So I'm disclosing that the material costs are very, very low because I'm using this like 69-cent pasta, and each one of these I calculated is a like 0.115 of a cent, and understand how people would approach these very odd objects.
To stitch and 5 hours to dry.
If you're someone who knows how to crochet. I'm writing a proposal. I'd like to do this within gallery spaces, and I'd like to build walls to emulate aisles in a store, use traditional white pegboard and hanging devices, and I'd like to have 4 different kinds of crochet pasta. There's regular spaghetti, thin spaghetti, vermicelli, and a gluten-free option. So I can, I guess, be a little inclusive. And I'm interested in putting a drop box on the wall with envelopes so each person can take a bag of pasta and put money in the envelope and fill out their name, which is optional, and how much they paid for it and what they took. And leaving that system up to trust is a really interesting experience for me as the artist, because I'm putting so much time into each one of these. Each noodle takes about 30 to 40 seconds to crochet, 5 hours to dry, and then there's 1.5 ounces of noodles in each bag. So it's really labor-intensive process for me, and to give them up at a price that I'm letting the consumer name is going to be a really interesting experience for me emotionally, but I'm really excited to see what people think and how this goes. For me, art has always been about curiosity and certain levels of a visual object allowing us to create new conversations that didn't exist before. And so by moving away from a two-dimensional plane or coming off of a pedestal, I think my work is a lot more dynamic. Although it's not traditional, it definitely engages the community in a way that you see happening in a lot of performance art and social practice, whereas traditional contemporary art that maybe hangs on a wall or exists for the essence of beauty is something that has never captivated me. And it's interesting because most artists approach art making from that traditional set, whereas I definitely approach it from the curious standpoint. But it is very hard to pitch in the mainstream art world, and that's why I'm so thankful to have organizations like Azule. And I'm really excited to have had this time at Azule to interact with a new, different community across different generations. Definitely come with the mindset of the revolving door, because Azule, it might be a house with X amount of bedrooms, but that never puts a limit on how many people are engaged in the community in and outside of the house. So be ready to share your work and expect a really supportive community.